Greetings, this is Scholar Saunders saying, what's current? Trick Daddy, on a Sunday. We're going to take it, a little bit relaxed. It's the weekend. I'm not going to go too hard, but just want to give a little bit of story about Trick Daddy and Tupac. Tupac, when he was alive, he mentioned Trick Daddy in a song called Still Ballin'. And still, to this day, Trick Daddy has not come forward to say what the idea was behind him being featured on, as a name drop on the song "Still Ballin'." But it came to a point where it was because Trick Daddy was not going to tell Afeni Shakur, why Tupac dropped his name in the song. So that it just kept going on from there. It just kept going, spiraling. But there was an opportunity for Trick Daddy to be on the posthumous album "Better Days," and they came on a song. They both rapped on a song together. I'm gonna quote Trick Daddy. His mom reached out to me. He explained, "Quote: She said, you remind me so much of my son. I got a record that y'all should have been did, and you need to finish it, whatever it takes." I said, "It don't take nothing but for you to send me that record. I'll give it back to you." I did that record in 15 minutes, so I called for 2 weeks. What did she say about the record? What did she say about the record? In 3 weeks, this B is on the radio. I was like, whoa, this is my favorite nigga in the world. I respect this nigga and what he went through more than I respect my brother, more than I respect my daddy. He was like a young nigga in the hood. He was like our Jesus Christ. He would compare Tupac to Jesus of Nazareth. That's what they do. They make comparisons of who Tupac was and what he stood for and what he was about. And Trick Daddy knew that. Trick Daddy could see that. He saw that within Tupac's character, his whole life, the way he lived it. Jesus was 33 when he died, allegedly. He was like 31, 32, 33, somewhere in there. And Pac was 25. He made his mark on the world. Who knows what it would have been like if Jesus was on the earth, in the 90s and had a record deal, how many people he would have reached. He might have reached billions. I don't know. But we can't say anything. We can't, go back in time. We can't say for any of their lives, either of their lives, for Tupac or John Jesus, Tupac or Jesus Christ, Hova, right? Ho, Jehovah, Yahshua, But Trick Daddy is true to his word. He's still not revealing what the story was behind Tupac saying his name in a song. Well, we may never know. Even if Afeni Shakur is no longer with us, she's dead. She's perished. She's in the bosom of Abraham, as they say. She's in the arms of Jesus. So Trick Daddy still, has some integrity, I guess, to a fault maybe, but he's not giving up any kind of information in regards to this particular song. And I think the song that they have together, let me look it up. Hold on. Look this up real quick. So this is a point of wonder how how much material Tupac actually had. He had the Better Days. He had Until the End of Time. He had Tupac Resurrection. He had Still I Rise. He had Greatest Hits, which is I think it's Diamond now. I'm gonna make 100% sure. I think it is. I think it's Diamond. Yeah, it says 5,330,000, but it's a double album, so it's been certified platinum. It was certified platinum first, and then certified diamond. Because it's a double album, double disc. Has my favorite 2Pac song on there. Changes. What is your favorite 2Pac song? Put it in the live chat. Whoever is out there. Is anybody out there? Can anybody hear me? Who's on the sound of my voice? I'm putting in work on a Sunday. So I got to get that money. I haven't been getting money from the only person that gave me money was B Jackson. And that was, a few weeks ago. I've been running low, been running dry. I don't know what it is. Maybe I took too much time off. People aren't adjusted. People weren't expecting that. It was a very unexpected, halt in production. But I'm backing up, baby. I'm up and I'm grinding. I'm moving, picking, and shocking. I'm grinding. I'm moving and shaking and popping. I'm doing the damn thing. So, I just thought this was an interesting little tidbit to discuss on a Sunday. I was gonna do the Diddy allegations. I'm like, oh my god, that all that over again. But this seemed like a fresh story. Trick Daddy's sitting down with Vlad. There's places that these hip hop people go. They go on Drink Champs. They go on Vlad. They go on, they go on different places. They start to telling. They start to running their mouth. Especially on Drink Champs, they start to run their mouth because they get drunk and sometimes high. So it gets to a point where it's almost like a complete farce. But that's the best part about this whole genre. It's funny, it's fickle, it's weird, it's goofy, but it's a hell of a ride. It's a hell of a ride going through this hip hop genre, which is on a respirator. It's not dead. Hip hop is not dead, and I have 0 viewers right now. 2 likes, which I appreciate. Thanks for the likes, but I have 0 viewers right now. That's okay. More people, just tell more people. Just tell them, say, Skylar Saunders. Let them know about YouTube. Let them know about, not let them know about YouTube. I think everybody knows about YouTube, but just let them know that I'm on YouTube, Skylar Saunders, and I'm, putting in the work. I'm doing it like I'm supposed to. Now, Trick Daddy. Trick Daddy is one of my favorite artists, actually. He's a legend. He's a veteran. He had socially minded songs. He had, not America. I think it was just called America. Let me see. Trick Daddy, America. Yeah, just called America. No way, not in America. And he spells America with a K instead of a C in there. So he's thinking, I think he was one of the first ones to say, if you're in a Mercedes Benz, you're still a nigger. Something like that. And that was echoed. He says in the line, here it is. When you in your whole congregation, you are in Branson. America. Okay. So when did he say that? He said something like that. Oh yeah, he just goes down the list. You only got $2 and get less than a F, then you then you a nigga. Got a nice home and a Lexus truck, you a nigga. World champion and MVP, you a nigga. 4 degrees and a PhD, still a nigga. Like he's going down, exactly what it was and what inspired, the artist formerly known as Kanye West, Ye, to say, even if when I'm in my business, still a nigga in a coupe, and the college dropout all falls down. So those are classic lines, and then he has great fun songs, great not doesn't have to be thought provoking. They can just be party songs. Yeah, Take It to the House and maybe because I'm a thug, and among a whole list of other songs on his catalog. He looks like he's been chewing on cheeseburgers in the middle of the night and then going to bed. But he's still good people. Hey, what am I saying? I look like that too, but it's what it is. Um, that's the fun we have. Jousting back and forth with the different artists. I have the platform to say that this is my show, so anything that I say, it goes. So I'm the sole proprietor of this platform, of this show. So I can do and say whatever I want within the confines of the YouTube's restrictions and bylaws and other documents. So Trick Daddy's he's definitely a legend. Slip and slide, all of that. Put Trina on that I know of. Maybe she was put on by somebody else, but she worked with Trick Daddy. I know that for a fact. They definitely got money together, and he definitely put a stamp, another stamp on Florida, Miami. Um, after Uncle Luke and Two Live Crew and a host of others, and Trick Daddy allowed Rick Ross to come onto the scene. So that's special. That's something that's wonderful. But back to this Tupac thing, I think it's just amazing how he was able to channel his ideas in the way of addressing people. That's why I think it's so great. He was really great at that. He was really great at that. I think that was a very pivotal moment for everybody. I'm looking for it right now, and I'm not seeing Trick Daddy in the song though. This is weird. Not even featured or anything. Okay, that's interesting. I'm putting in Trick Daddy and Tupac. Still balling. Okay, that makes sense now. I was about to say still balling. Okay, so still balling. If you look at this whole idea of what Tupac was doing in his short lifespan, he had a plethora of different styles and different songs and different things that were ready to go out the cannon, ready to go. That was probably it. Here's somebody that was on the comment section in um what's it called? Genius. Now normally I hate remix unreleased tracks with new artists that the original dead musician never worked with. But this remix is just that good. Trick Daddy did his thing. Even if they just released the OG vocals, but over the beat this beat, I'd be all over it. Nitty did his damn thing. Jesus, this beat still knocks 19 years later. You can't tell me that this beat doesn't get you hyped. So that's just a one comment from somebody named Joe Jean. He's a contributor to Genius. Um, that's the power of music. That's the power of how we have to convey our thoughts and our ideas and what we have already set up for ourselves. That's what's so important. Trick Daddy knew that, and Tupac knew that. And so, even though Tupac wasn't there, to obviously to mix and master and get in the booth or anything with Trick Daddy, they knew exactly. You're on assignment. They knew the assignment. They said, and they were on business. I'm using all the today's cliches, all the different lingo and everything like that. They knew what they were doing. I think that's a powerful statement when you have somebody that's that was 25 years old, had that much material in him, and that was credible. It wasn't just like mid. I mean, some of it probably wasn't as good as others, but he for the most part did his thing and allowed himself to elevate beyond just being, just a common thug on the street. He was a poet and an artist, and that's what, really great, and an actor and everything of the sort. In a sense, he was part Renaissance man in a lot of ways. Before there was a lot of people doing it, a lot of people weren't, getting deals because they were rappers and movies and stuff like that. Few people were. Ice-T, Queen Latifah, Will Smith, people like that were getting deals from movies and TV shows, but not too many. There wasn't as many as today. You can go down the whole list of people. Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, you know, um, uh, you know, uh, who else? I can't even think about who else is an actor and a rapper, but oh, Kid Cudi, people like that, Joey Badass, Kendrick Lamar, just to name a few, but they had that special quality that really resonated. Like Tupac had that special quality that really resonated with his fan base, as well as people that knew him as 2Pac Shakur or something like that. Like say his name all incorrect. Um, it's funny. White people mess up black people's names, and black people mess up white people's names and words. I know I do. I'm a black man on the show. If you can see me, but in real life, I'm not a black man. I'm only a black man when there's racism. There's a difference between racism and race, and race doesn't necessarily exist. There really is no such thing as race, but there is such thing as racism. That's the distinction that you have to make in your own mind. But it was just extraordinary. It was just a great look, for Trick Daddy and Tupac. And Trick Daddy's a man of his word. Still hasn't said anything. Still hasn't said anything in close relation to why Tupac, name drop. Let me see. Did he say? Did he say his name in it? I gotta find it. Hold on, Trick. So I don't think Tupac named him. I don't think so. Okay, so he says, "Cause Trick don't give a f. Where you coward niggas now?" He said, "Watch, swoop down with my nigga from the pound." He's talking about the dog pound, but he said, "Cause Trick don't give a f. Where you cowards niggas now? Blast keep pumping, ain't worried about nothing. Busters thought we was fronting, so reload and keep dumping, still balling." Seems very, prescient, I guess is the word. He knew, that he probably wouldn't be able to um be alive at a certain time. He wouldn't be able to live. They wouldn't let him live. They would gun him down, something like that. So he knew that from the get go, and he said, "I got to make like 10 songs a day or something." I don't know what his schedule was, but to have so many different double discs and multiple albums after his demise, I mean, he just knew he had it in his spirit. And I don't mean that in a mystical way. I mean that in his mind, in his thoughts, in his soul, that he knew that what he was doing would be, cast to the world one day, even if he were not present to see it or experience it or witness it. He would still be there among many other people, still, you know, being on the idea of what it means to be an artist. And that meant, for him to every day come through with as many different songs to put that together and accomplish in a different album package, whatever the deal may be. He was able to foresee that. He saw that coming. He knew that was going to be there. That's what's so special about all of this. That's what's so great about all of this is the fact that he knew it. He knew. I mean, he like I said this before. He had a goddamn video with him, dead, as an angel, I guess, walking around, with people that have already died. He had. It's like it's that bizarre. That's how bizarre it was for him to do that. That was very weird. That's very strange. But he knew he had a sneaking suspicion that he wouldn't be here long. He wouldn't see, his 30th birthday. He wouldn't even see his 26th birthday. And never, even thinking about being in his 80s or 90s or something like that. He knew he wasn't going to be here for a while. So he said, man, I got to write these songs. I got to put this out. I got to get it out for the people that, are feeling me right now, are going to feel me when I'm gone. That's the beauty of 2Pac. And what Trick Daddy is doing is he's channeling that. He was able to, and this was what, 20, 22, 20, 24 years ago, maybe? Was it 2020? Let me see. Better Days came out. It came out in 2002. So 22 years ago, almost 22 years ago. It was 21 years ago, really. It came out in November. And we 22 this year. He knew it. He knew exactly what to do. And he continues to show himself to be a credible source of talent and understanding. Like that's why I think Trick Daddy went on Vlad TV. I think for a bag. I think everybody who gets interviewed gets a bag. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it confused. You get a bag because you go on there. That I know of, allegedly. I don't. They never talk about it. Nobody ever brings that up. But or a few people have brought that up. How they get a bag for appearing on Vlad TV. But that's the best part about all of this. All of this is like manufactured together. It's a great look. It's a great look for the legend of 2Pac. Like it's a great look for the legend of Trick Daddy. Even while he's still here, he's a living legend. That's what the beauty is. That's what's so wonderful and so captivating about the truth behind Trick Daddy and Better Days. On the album and the song Still Ballin'. Still Ballin' is a track that will forever be enshrined in the 2Pac legacy. It will forever go down as one of his better songs. But I can't stop. I can't stop. I can't stop. I gotta say what Changes. Changes is the greatest 2Pac song ever. It has everything. It's got a catchy beat. You can dance to it. You can vibe to it. He's saying some serious talk. He's slaying that stuff. He's talking about wake up in the morning and I ask myself, is life worth living? Should I blast myself? Just right off the bat, he's Shakespeare. He's Hamlet. To be or not to be, that is the question. To think or not to think. Cops give a damn about a Negro. Pull a trigger, kill a nigga. He's a hero. That's police brutality. That's still going on. There's war in the streets and there's war in the Middle East. That's still going on. I mean, he was taking things from around him. Not to say he was like a soothsayer or a prophet or something. In some ways, he was a prophet. In some ways, he wasn't a sage or a soothsayer. But in certain regards, he really was. He said, some rough that I roughed up way back coming after all these years, rat tat 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 tat. That's the way it is. He has had different parts where he knew where it was gonna go. Where this could go left, and I could be gunned down. Just as simply, I could be cut down like wheat and chaff, chaff from the wheat. I could be cut down. Simple as that. Simple and direct. I think that's the best part about all of this. That's what's so wonderful and so beautiful. Again, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's just beautiful. No, but Trick Daddy is a real one. He's not gonna let the secret out. I don't think ever. He told Afeni Shakur, I'm not gonna tell you, tell all the business. I'm not gonna tell you why my name was in there. So he recorded the song in 15 minutes. Still balling. He said, "This is my favorite nigga in the world. I respect this nigga. And what he went through more than I respect my brother, more than I respect my daddy. He was like a young nigga in the hood. He was like our Jesus Christ." On Sunday afternoon, talking about Jesus Christ. So that's powerful. That's a powerful statement. And this comes from Trick Daddy, who looks like he's got triple chins, double chins accent. I'm just hating. Ain't nothing. I'm just hating. Let me see how old Trick Daddy is. How old is Trick Daddy? Okay, so he'll be 50. Oh, he is 50. He's 50 years old right now. No, he's not. He's 49. He'll be 50 in September. He's got the wrong information. Somebody said it was 73. He's born in 74. So it's just little parts of it of Trick Daddy. He my eyes are going crazy right now. He had his own, way of. It wasn't really him that had Sip Inside. Let me make that shit clear. Ted Lucas founded Sip Inside Records, but let's see, and then it was on. It's still on Warner Music Group. Trick Daddy was the lead rapper. It used to be Trick Daddy Dollars. He dropped the Dollars. Um, he had an album called Based on a True Story before, and it just sounds stupid when Trick Daddy already had an album called Based on True Story. And that was 2 Chainz, I think. Boats. Based on a true story. But he put True, TRU, which I thought was with Master P. I could be wrong though. Could be wrong. Could be wrong. But in all, to sum up this section of Scholar Saunders Seeing, Trick Daddy, man was word, put my hand on my heart, that means I feel you, real recognize real, and you looking familiar. He's a real nigga. Trick Daddy. He's a real nigga. He's a true, thoroughbred gentleman. He can keep a secret. He understood why, he understood why, it came to a point where he was going to be taken in by other people. Why he was going to be, looked at like from 2Pac's perspective and stuff like that. So that was probably one of the best, interviews I've seen with Vlad TV, because it's so heartfelt, so real. You felt the grittiness, you felt the gravel, and Trick already has that, that voice, it sounds like he's like really struggling trying to talk, but that's the power of a man who knows himself and know that he's true to his word and what he can do. So I respect that tremendously. Okay, other half of the show, 0 viewers right now, 2 likes. Hey, let me just talk about my day. My day, you know, I went to church. That's why I'm wearing, what I'm wearing. I didn't change. I usually change to the black shirt and the gold tie and the black hat. But I thought, let me just do what I normally do on Sundays, just wear, what I wore. That's the best part of the Sunday. Is that I can just, turn on the mic, turn on the video, and record. Bam. And I'm starting to make money. That's all. The process, how to create wealth, how to make money. But yeah, so go to church and they got people. Like I said, they go like this. They go like that. Like, what I mean? It looks like the Nazi salute. It's a weird kind of weird way of saying, but they're really like showing their arms outstretched, in solidarity with whomever is being prayed for, not prayed upon, but prayed for. And yeah, it just knocks me out every week. And I say this every week too. I know you're probably tired of it. I'm tired of it, but it's just like all these people are so sincere. They're sincere right now, but when they get back to their houses, back to their cars, they're ready to do a lot of what will precipitate their knees and praying to Jesus for whatever they did wrong, whatever sin may have happened. And let's talk about that. Something I want to say. I can never get into their heaven, to their concept of their fantasy land of heaven, because I have blasphemed the Holy Spirit. And once you blaspheme the Holy Spirit, that's the sin of death. You cannot be forgiven for that at all. So I am totally immune from all ideas of a heaven. I'm thoroughly condemned to hell, even though there is no heaven or hell. That's what I'm on right now. That's where I am. So I just had to get that out there. A lot of people say, "Oh, you just have to repent. You have to repent. Just ask the Lord for forgiveness. No, there is no forgiveness. That's why there are certain aspects of religion and things like that are, are barbaric and horrendous and definitely vicious and evil. But some parts of it are, I like the exacting part when it's like, you're excommunicated. Like, you cannot be a part of the church. You're in any way, connected with our church anymore. You're totally banished. You're gone. Be gone with you. It's like, damn. Would Jesus excommunicate like that? I guess he would. Maybe he would, but it's weird. It's just a weird, situation when we have ourselves in right now. But I think it has to deal with, just your mindset. It's so delicate. It's intricate and delicate at the same time. Because I was 19 years old. 19, that's pretty late. Dr. Euron Brooke was 6 years old. Ayn Rand wrote in her journal when she was 14, I think. I think she was 14 when she wrote in her journal, I don't have faith in God or something like that. I'm paraphrasing. But she probably already had it since she was 2.5. There was no God. But she declared it, when she was a teenager. But yeah, so, and it was, like I said, it was hard for me. It was hard for me, president of the youth choir. And that's the thing we have to talk about too. A lot of people say, "Oh, well, this is in church. It's not." Okay. First, you have to get saved. Then you have to get baptized. Then you have to go to the new members classes. Then you have to go to Bible study. Then if you want to go in the youth choir, you have to be voted in. Then you have to be voted president of the youth choir. So there was a list of things that had to happen that took place. A lot of people just think, oh, there's nothing to it. And then how deep I was in the faith. And it's so easy, and I'm cavalier now. I'm saying, oh, I'm an atheist. I'm an atheist. I don't mean to say it's contemptuous or anything like that, to look down upon anybody, but it's very simple to say now. It's very easy. Before it was like, I'm an atheist, like that. It was like with bated breath, but it's like I had to breathe in and breathe out, and let people know that I was actually an atheist. It was a very trying time period. It's very hard for me. But since I read The Virtue of Selfishness and Objective Hate, I'm like, God damn, like, why didn't I do this when I was 3? Like, what took me so long? Because I always had the doubts, and I always had this isn't, there's no there, is there? Right? Am I crazy? Maybe I'm crazy. I'm crazy. I'm bipolar now. Bipolar sky now. But then I wasn't bipolar, but I was just like, I don't know. This whole God and Jesus and the blood and what is that? And the thorns and the spear in the side and the vinegar and the drink and just on the cross. All I was like, this is very heavy for me as a 7-year-old or 8-year-old. And that's the thing. They have like coloring books, like it's all happy and coloring Jesus. Don't have him on the cross though. Don't have him bleeding. Don't have him, in the worst miserable case possible. But that's what it is. That's what they want you to believe. That's what they want you to think. All right, let me get some sponsors in. If you like a streamlined .com, a website, go to Peng's Products from Lifestrong Company Apparel and tell them I sent you there. That's Skylar Saunders. LifestrongApparel.com. LifeStrongApparel.com. You can find sea moss. You can find gummies. You can find all these different supplements and different items, and they'll all be readily available to you. All right, so I mentioned them earlier. Subscribe to B Jackson 5478. That's BEEJACKSON 5478 on YouTube.com. Tell him I sent you, Skylar Saunders. He's got chicken, sardines, beer, all kinds of different things he's talking about. So you're gonna have to enjoy yourself. You just sit back, crack one open, have some wings on the side, and just have a good time watching his clips. All right, I have to go to SPRITSMOOTHTUNES.com, or not .com, but on YouTube. Excuse me, on YouTube.com. Tell them Skylar Saunders sent you. That's Spirit Smooth Tunes on YouTube.com. If you like Najee, Anita Baker, the Gap Band, Earth, Wind, and Fire, Peebo Bryson, the Spinners, the Blue Notes, all kinds of different bands and artists, you check out that website, that channel, and you'll be very fascinated by it. All right, so check out twitch.tv/.focus. That's DOTFOCUS 1_. 1_. You don't have to do 2 or 3 underscores, just 1_. So check out .focus on twitch.tv/DOTFOCUS 1_. And if you would like to pony up some cash and advertise and for me to sponsor your products on the show, I have 477 subscribers. I have over 45,000 views. The views don't really count much, but they do. I need to watch hours is what I really need. only to just get to the point where I can achieve status as a actual broadcaster. Join my 100 club. Maybe the 100 club scared away most people. I don't see Chelsea. I don't see Height. I don't see a whole list of people that used to come in here all the time, drop some money. Spirit, even though I'm representing them, Tone J, where y'all at? Where y'all at? But that's okay. Wherever y'all are doing, I hope y'all are well and healthy. I'm just trying to run your pockets is all. But no, seriously. You can join 100 Club by contributing $100 or more in a month to the broadcast. So I appreciate your support. And you can support by way of PayPal, which is paypal.me/SKYLERSAUNDERS, Skylar Saunders. And also Venmo at Skylerize, SKYLERIZED, and Skylar Saunders Cash App, SKYLERSAUNDERS 1. Don't forget the 1. Skylar Saunders 1. All right, back to my day. All right, so I'm done with church. I'm going to the stores. It's not no big problems, no troubles, but these goddamn doors. I hate opening doors. I hate the reason why they want you to open doors. It's because of altruism. It's not because of legitimate, helping out your fellow man, anything like that. It's just like, oh well, he's less fortunate than I, or she's, in distress, or it's really goofy. It should be just open and shut doors. Like they have the automatic door since I don't know, since the 60s, 70s, definitely the 80s and 90s. All you gotta have, does it cost that much? They do that and they're like, oh well, I open the door for her. This woman, I open the door for her. Oh, thank you. And it's like, oh, it's my turn, and I'm like, all right, I'll go through it. Like, so goofy. I just hate the concept. I hate the reason and why they have it. They want altruism. That's the reason why they want it. There's very few reasons why you hold the door for rational and appropriate and genuine purposes. There's always some kind of agenda behind it. I'm not trying to say there's like a conspiracy or anything. I'm not trying to go jump out the window and say something like that. But I'm just saying how it's just a little goofy to me how they still have these double doors. You have to hold the handle and open and go through. It just irks me a little bit. It just gets under my skin because I know the reason why they're doing it. Like Wawa, I don't think there's a Wawa in existence that has the doors open. Maybe there is one, but I'm not sure of it. Or a few maybe, but I know the ones in Delaware. I know the one on Route 40. One of the ones on Route 40. It's got the goddamn doors. You want to hold a hand? Okay, like I know for a fact this white boy was too like I gotta help out these Negroes. They may be in distress. They may be in dire straits. They may be in a poor condition. I have to be. I'm like I just go up to him. I just say, look, I have to resort to say I'm a Marine. I want to say, look, I'm a man, but they're like, oh well. But I said, I'm a Marine. He's like, I'm a Marine too. I was like, you know what? I got it. And I held the door for him. Because that's the thing. People don't want to have, people walk behind them. That, people don't want, people to guess, to see if you have savage breeding, if your parents, raised you correctly, if they taught you manners. This very, like I said, this is coming from Choice Star Terrain, Mr. Choice Star Terrain. But I get it. I understand it. It makes sense to me. It doesn't make sense that they continue to have these doors, but I understand it. I get it. I get it. But okay, so I'm shopping and we're getting this is water, right? This is eternal water. Anybody know about this eternal water? It's eternal water from the dollar store. It's supposed to be spring water. I don't really. I mean, excuse me, excuse me. Oh my goodness. Mm. I don't really mess with water that is out of the tap, really to drink all the time. Sometimes I drink water out of the tap, but infrequently. But we have a filter system through our refrigerator, and I would still like to see the difference between the alkaline waters and the spring waters and the various waters on the market. There's a whole litany of waters. Um, well, maybe not litany. There's a whole range, I should say, of waters. Um, there's a whole range of waters on the market that you have to choose from. But I just enjoy getting water from the tap from the refrigerator. I think that is the best way to get the water. That makes sense to me. I enjoy it. It tastes fine, and I think it's clean. It's been filtered. Um, but my dad, he stands by this eternal water. I've never tasted it. I've never tried it. I mean, what else are we getting besides just water? I mean, you can't you can't mess it up. I mean, once it's bottled and shipped. I know there's differences like the Dasani and uh, Aquafina. I mean, they aren't the best waters to drink. I have noticed, have seen other people say, don't drink Dasani, don't drink. 'Cause I saw the pH level tests and stuff like that. They have the pH. They test for how much alkaline or uh, whatever the pH amount is, acidity. Excuse me, the acidity levels of the water. But I drink, what you're not supposed to drink. I drink Pedialyte. They say you're not supposed to drink Pedialyte too much, but I like Pedialyte. I get the kind that's flavorless, or not even Pedialyte. It's Walgreens, the cheaper version of Pedialyte. Maybe it's not even cheaper. I don't even know what the difference is, but um, definitely this satisfying, definitely thirst quenching, definitely keeps me my hunger at bay. I think I may be wrong, but it keeps my hunger at a steady level. I'm not fiending for food. um but yeah, so water. We get back to the house, and my stepbrother comes over, who is a great guy who happens to be gay, and I don't care. Like, he's a great guy. He's really cool. Um, that's why I say he happened to be. But it's not like he broadcasted like, "Oh, I'm gay," or anything like that. He's just a regular guy. He's a good dude, smart guy, really cool guy. Anyway, but he hooked up the Hulu setup for us on our TVs, so we could get Hulu. So I appreciate him. Appreciate the fact that he came through for us. Um, I really appreciate it. Again, it was so quick. Like, I thought it was gonna take a while, because the last time we was over the phone, it was like it seemed like there was multiple steps, but he just said he was already he was in his phone. All he did was punch in set activation, and boom, it came up on both TVs. So that was a win. That was definitely a win for us. I think that's a special aspect of what we have to what we're living in right now. Um, this is the age of you know understanding and working through and keeping within touch the ideas of being real, just being true to yourself, being a complete individual, an individualist. That's even better because everybody's an individual, but not everybody's an individualist. That is a fact. Individualism implies that you have the idea of being an individual. You have the idea of what it means to be sovereign, to be your own person, to be, separate from other beings, because that's what we are. And I'm thinking about, this is a thought that's going through my head. One of my favorite actresses of now, Natasha Lyonne, cockroach. She's not a cockroach, but that's what she says on the show as her character. But she's had a rough life. She's been a child actor since she was like 5 or 6. She is pretty much experimenting with every drug apparently that I know of. I mean, meth, mescaline, crack, marijuana, everything. I think crocodile tears, whatever, and stuff. So, opioids, all kinds of stuff. She's definitely into that. But I think she's clean. I think she's sober. I don't know. I think she still smokes cigarettes, or she stopped smoking cigarettes recently. Her voice has that really raspy kind of sound to it. Greg S. In the building. Somebody say something. I've been saying amen wall for the past almost an hour. I've had 2 likes. I need that third like. Give me that third like, Greg S. Give me that third like. The bird nest hair broad annoys me. I just responded to him and said, I love Caucasian coochie. Thank you for the like. You didn't bring more people in. You failed at that again. I'm not even gonna ask you for your money. Aubrey Potts, she's from Delaware. She's from Wilmington, Delaware. I can go to her house. I can go to where her stomping grounds. I know what school she went to. She went to Padua. That's in Wilmington, Delaware. She's on my side. Aubrey Potts is not Caucasian though. She's half Caucasian. She's Irish and Puerto Rican. She's mainly Puerto Rican though. What's that? It's just like Barack Obama. He's mixed with white. I don't know the exact European background, but his father was African, so that took over most of the genes. Same. Greg just said same. um, but yeah. So I just she was saying to go to the story. I was just saying a whole lot, but to go to the story, she said there's something more than just self. Well, there's nothing more than self. You are only self. There's no multiple selves. There's no alternate universes. There's no multi-universes. There's just one universe. Even if there was a multi-universe, which there isn't, which is a contradiction in terms. Yeah, for Delph, exactly. But yeah, going, there'll still be a universe. It's still in the It's still the universe is everything which exists. Is there a multiverse? Like I said, I'm telling you right now, Greg S, a multiverse would be confined to a universe because it exists. If there were such thing as a multiverse, which is a contradiction in terms, there is no multiverse. There's just a universe, one universe. Everything that is within existence, whether it's a speck of dust or the structure of a solar system, it exists and you know it. Not those aren't my words. Those are Ayn Rand's words. But that's the facts. That's truth. What about multiple dimensions in another universe? There is no other universe. There's no other dimensions. There's only this one set of the universe. I almost slipped because even the great Dr. Leonard Peikoff, look him up. I'll put him in the chat. Hold on. put his website in the chat. Go to that website. He was saying how Ayn Rand corrected one time and said, metaphysics is not the science or the study of the nature of reality. It's the nature of the universe. Reality is, that really contains or pertains to the consciousness. That's primacy of consciousness, not the primacy of existence. Greg Guy says, not so sure. Do enough fish scale and you might get launched into another dimension. Well, we have people that have done that. I'm sure they thought they were in another dimension, but in reality, they were just, their mind was going on to a different place because, um, the drug stimulates different areas of the brain that cause hallucinations. Peacock got a long neck. You spelled the name wrong, by the way. But I think that's his chin. But read, listen to some of those podcasts, and you'll be, you'll wonder why. You'll understand. And if you wanna also read something too, make sure you read my story and share it. The story about the Star Report. Make sure you read it and share it. Don't just say I'll read it. Say I'll share it. That's the key. That's the point. Oh snap, yeah. Oh snap is right. But I appreciate you, Greg Ash. You were my only, no, this is not a new story. This is from I think 2 or 3 years ago. Something like that. It's an old story. But it's a goodie. It's an oldie but a goodie. Make sure you do that because that's my only money on the internet right now. Y'all are failing me. I remember the Courtneys. Courtney was like the first one that failed me. She said, you know what, I'm good. I got my house paid off. I got an escrow. I'm all right. I ain't seeing this nigga no more. Then it was like Spirit Smooth Tunes, and we're still cool. And he's my main contributor. He's my biggest contributor. But he hasn't, broken off any bread. Tone J hasn't broken off any bread. Height hasn't broken off any bread. I don't know where people are now. So vocal is my main way. I do. Here's my newest story. Here, I'll give you my newest story. This is my newest story right here. It's my latest and my greatest. This is my story. This is my song. Praising my Savior all day long. This is my story. This is my song. Praising my Savior all the day long. I don't want to get a copyright strike for that. Hopefully it's not. I probably got caught up by La Migra. What is La Migra? What is La Migra? I don't even know what that is. So you did go to church. You know the whole old school hymnals. Of course. They had an old school hymnal at the church today. And they're like the praise team. There's no choir or anything. It's very new age, cutting edge kind of stuff. Yeah, it's a totally different world. It's different. It hits different. Kind of hate that. It should be differently, but that's totally different. Make sure you read and share these stories, my friend. Don't get flaky on me. And what is La Migra? I'm looking for that. The migra. Migra. Oh, immigration. Height's a black man. He's I think he's foundational Black American. Falling out in the eyes of the Holy Ghost will read and share. Just watch. I appreciate. Thank you. Thank you. There's 2 people now. 2 people now. Now I need 4 likes because second person came in. I need 4 likes now. Let that be known. All right. So yeah. So what are we even talking? We're talking about a lot of things. Oh, well, I was talking about the multiverse and the universe. There's only one unit. That's why it's called universe. One verse, one ideal of uh, existence. There's one universe. It's only one. Foul. I don't know what foul is. Maybe you went FOH. Did you mean that? F out of here. What is foul? I don't know what foul is. He said, "We'll read and share just what." Yeah, because I will know. Thank you for that like. Thank you for the like. I appreciate that. I just need 4 likes, I think, because there was one person didn't come in. So there's 3. Okay, there it is. I need that 4th like. Thank you. Appreciate it. There we go. 3 people watching right now. That's what I'm talking about. 3 people. Let's go. So it just little things. I was just saying how there's one universe, and reality pertains to consciousness. You understand reality through your brain, through your senses. You comprehend based off of your senses. That's how you have reality. That's what your sense of reality is. And that's everything from a baby touching her mother's face and knowing it's different than the ball next to her, and knowing it's different than the table next to her. That is her brief and uh, original understanding of the world. And then of course she grows older and it gets more complex and more complex, and she builds upon it and builds upon it and builds upon it, and you get a whole consciousness. You get a whole set of ideals. You get a whole set of thoughts, and they all correspond. That's the beauty. That's what's wonderful. That's what we should go through. Again, Greg S., you better share. That's all I'm saying. You gotta share. You share. It should be trade. Trade. Because I have a great product. I have great product. And what's feeding me is vocal.media. I'm doing very well these days. I haven't dipped below double digits in reads for this month. I've had over 600, almost. I think it was like in the 700. Yeah, I was in the 700s, almost 800 views this month. I'm trying to get to 8,000. I'm trying to get to 8 million views in a month. He says, okay. Okay. I love when niggas just say real quick, okay. I get it. Trade or tray? Trade, not ice tray. Whew. Everybody know ice tray, right? From the Hawks. I can't even think I gotta look at his last name. Trey. Trey Young. Trey Young from the Hawks. He's ice tray. He shoot those threes. But I said trade. TRADE. What you said at the beginning. Trade. Now it's back to 1, so it's back to Greg S. So that's what it is. I'm gonna keep rocking and rolling until whatever time goes out. I think it's very vital that I continue to delve deeper into this lesson. This is a lesson. I am teaching. I'm a teacher. I think very deeply. I'm a budding philosopher. Yes, Trey Young, baby bird hair. But what was I saying? Oh, Natasha Lyonne. Back. Whoa. All the way back to Natasha Lyonne. She was saying how there's more than just the self, but there's only the self. You can, and every man is an island. Every woman is an island. You make connections. You make bridges. You draw up bridges in relationship to people, or you cut. You burn those bridges, or you deconstruct those bridges. That's the power. On a train, so bad connection. Greg asks, that's okay. Yeah, budding philosopher. But that is so true, so important to understand. If she only knew, we only knew how many athletes, actors, writers, scientists, everybody, if they had just an inkling of what Ayn Rand put down on paper, they just or had when she did interviews or when she had lectures and answering question and answer periods. I mean, just the treasure trove of ideas of her eloquence and her excellence in diction and speech and her ideas, that would be extraordinary. Is our island connected to our parents? I was just thinking that when I was saying that. Yes, depending on what the relationship is. That's so funny that you asked that. I was just thinking that. I was like, but what about what little babies? What are they connect to their parents? That's why they have that connection. That's why there's a mother and child, and father and child connection. Ayn Rand seemed like she would be anything but LGBTQ. She rallied against LGBTQ. That was probably one of her, not to disagree with her on ideas, but just disagree her on her about, parts of societal kind of concerns, not really ideas. She was perfect with ideas. She was flawless, but socially, I should say, not societally, socially, she was probably not, on the right path when she was thinking that. So I disagree with her on that, but on ideas, there's no disagreeing. There's nothing you can disagree with her about. It was just the truth. She's the most consistent. She's the most profound. She's the most hated for that reason. She called her herself the age of envy. She didn't really want to say envy, but that's as close as she could get. It's the hatred of the good for being good. That's what we're living in right now. That's the current state of the culture in which we live. And a lot of it has to do with altruism. A lot has to do with collectivism. A lot has to do with mysticism. I just did that backwards because it's really mysticism, collectivism, and altruism. And the only things to defeat that, the antidote, are reason, individualism, and capitalism, or personal freedom. So how long you got, Greg? How long is this train ride? I could go till whenever my dad might call for dinner, and that that might be it for me. But until that happens, we can talk. We can yuck it up. But it's all about the self. It's all about the Delph. You only get one life. You only have one body. You only have one mind. Why would you waste it saying that you're part of something bigger than yourself, or I had to help him or help her because it benefited them, it didn't benefit me? You got the antidote, Greg asked. What's the antidote? What's the antidote? Tell me what the antidote is. Just let me know what the antidote is. I'm waiting, but I'm gonna keep on running my mouth. But yeah, so that's it. That's it. The selfishness, a virtue. You've never heard that anywhere else. Her ethics were completely original. Now there were other philosophers like Nietzsche and different other thinkers who said, the self is sovereign, self is this, that, and that. But she had it clear cut, crystalline, simple to understand, but profound at the same time. She respected Nietzsche's poetic touches, but disregarded his pretty much his whole philosophy. She didn't regard it in high esteem. But for her, selfishness, who else besides Nietzsche? He didn't do it, efficiently. He didn't do it profoundly. He didn't do it. Or what is it? Or the 45 like Bean says. When did he say or the 45? On what song did Bean Siegel say that? Anyway, yeah. So Ayn Rand, her ethics are the crutch of her philosophy. They're the backbone. They're the spine. They will hold up the entire structure. No one has said that before. Selfishness is a virtue? No. You have to do it for others. You have to do it for other people. What about other people? What about others? And what is that with the others? Aren't they being selfish too? When they receive whatever it is, I looked at the damn. It almost pissed me off to the point. Like I couldn't. Beanie. You meant Bernie Mac or Beanie Mac? Who you talking? Beanie Mac Mittens. What? God damn. What's it called? Oh, Broad Street Bully. Are you talking about the Broad Street Bully? Who are you talking about? Mac. Talking about Mac Beanie. That's what you talking about, Beanie Siegel. I don't remember him saying that, but okay. Just give me the song. Just put the song in the live chat, whatever song you're talking about. But yeah. So what am I talking about? Oh, the UAW, the president or the head or whatever the case may be. He has "Eat the Rich" T-shirts. Wow, haven't seen that before. Wow. So anyway, it's like it's not about rich and poor. It's against productive against parasite. That's the difference. You have parasitic people who feed off of other people who have never put in a piece of work their whole life, have never done a job, have never done anything. And then you have the productive. I don't care if they make $20,000 a year or if they make $20 billion a year. I don't care. If you're productive, if you make matchsticks all your life, or if you're the CEO of the matchstick company, you are still on the same par in terms of work and in terms of using your brain to the best of your ability, to the best of your level. And that's what I love about, I always use the fast food chain analogy. You can start working, you start with the mop. You're just mopping up the floors. You're just mopping up the floors, picking up pieces of fries, lettuce, tomato, put them in the trash, whatever. You're cleaning up the floors. You're making sure everything looks nice on the floor. You do an excellent job just mopping the floor. Then you get on the fries. You get to the fries. You're shaking them up. You're putting salt on it. You're making sure the salt is even on every part, and it hits all the fries. They're nice and hot and popping hot. When they come out and they go onto the tray, it's for the customer. Excellent job. Great. Another boost. Bam, you're on the cashier. Now you're on the register. You're a cashier and you're taking in money. You're taking in funds. And you're getting promoted again. You're getting to supervisor level. Then you're a manager. Then you're a franchise owner. You went from sweeping the floor and mopping to a franchise owner. That's what you can do in, I don't know if in how many other countries, but you can do that in the United States of America. In other countries, you can be in the field. You can be in a paddy field making 2 cents a day. Or you can be in a sweatshop and make $1 a day or $3 a day. And they always decry, oh, sweatshops, that's terrible. Oh my God, they have the worst conditions. Okay, so would you rather be in the field making 2 cents a day or making in the sweatshop making $1 or $3 a day? That's the difference. And all they said, oh, for the Apple, oh my God, people were jumping outside of the windows, and they had to make uh, nets to catch people because they're going to kill themselves. Why? Why, when you have a really great job, you're probably making $5 to $10 a day, and probably not even in the sweatshop anymore. You probably got better conditions. I don't know what you're LOL. I'm being dead serious right now, Greg. I don't know what you're laughing at, but yeah. So I just don't understand that whole thing. And he says eat the rich. Well, if you do eat the rich, you probably have to eat them. You have to cut through the chops. They probably have good chops. They probably have good ribs. If you want to eat the rich, they probably really have good. They eat well, so they probably taste better. And of course, I don't mean that doesn't mean literally to eat the rich. I'm just saying, on the surface, on the face of it, means eat the rich. But why not eat the poor? Eat the middle class. Eat everybody else. Why is it always the rich? The rich happen to be people that were poor, probably. Bill Gates was poor, and on his level, he might have had some kind of privilege when he had in his parents, but he had to get those grades. He had to get straight A's to get into Harvard. He got into Harvard. He knew how to position himself. He got in line with his late great friend. God damn, I can't think of his name. Hold on. God damn. Paul Allen. That's his name. Paul Allen. I almost forgot his name. Damn. He's no longer with us. Paul Allen, they devised a plan. They put it together. Nobody, this is like zero. This is nothing. They had nothing. Okay? Zippo. Nothing. Started in the garage. Started in Washington, Seattle. I don't know if it was Seattle, but Washington. And then they went to, they set up the company. Fast forward, they're billionaire. Paul Allen was a billionaire. Bill Gates is a billionaire. There's so many other stories. Steve Jobs working in a garage. It's like the same idea. Working in the garage with Steve Wozniak. They figured it out. They made a multi-trillion-dollar company. But they didn't start off rich. And if they started off rich, okay. They still had to work. You still have to put in the time. You still have to put in the hours. Elon Musk, he had to put in the time and hours. Before SpaceX, before Tesla, before the Boring Company. It's crazy. I need another like, by the way. I need to have 5 likes since one person came in. Give me that 5th like. 5 likes. I know you can do it. Just hit that like button. Boop. And I can get 5 likes. Come on with it. I'm waiting on that 5th like. Yeah, so thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks for that 5th like. I appreciate that. No, so it just pissed me off just to see that. How could somebody as prominent and allegedly as intelligent as he wear something that says eat the rich? That is so base, that's so Marxist, that's so communist. And I'm all for strikes. I'm all for strikes. I'm all for what is it, collective bargaining. I'm all for unions. Rick James on the check-in. Great show so far. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Now you have to tell 68 people about how great this show is. Put all the people in your email list. Let them know. You took away a like? You took away the like. Who took away a like? It was up to 5. It was up to 5. I had 5 likes. All I need is 5 likes. 5 likes. There it is. Okay, it's back. Oh my god. All right, so okay, it's back to one. So I think Greg S is either a ghost or Rick James on here now. Sir, I have a new objective show for you. It's not going to be an objective show because there's no such thing as an objective show. There isn't. There is none. There is no objective show. Now it says 0. I don't know. Rick James gonna say, "Oh, I see 40" or whatever the case may be, but it's not even close to that. But yeah, that pisses me off when I see that's that ugly. I'm saying she's not that bad looking. Uh, what's her name? AOC. They always say AOC. What's her name? I always forget her name. Alexandria Ocasio Cortez. She's not that bad looking, but her inside, her soul is so corrupted and disgusting. That doesn't even sound right. I don't even want to know what it's about. She's a bad person. That's what she is. She's not a baddie like in a sense of she's forced to be reckoned with. But Alexandria Ocasio Cortez, she wore a beautiful gown, a white beautiful gown, but it was splashed with "Eat the Rich" all over it. Like that is just disgusting and ugly and deplorable. Like, why would you even want to even put that on? Even if it said "Go Capitalism," it would have been, a spit in the face to the designer, to whoever designed it, spit in their own face, and she's spitting in her face too, wearing something like that, something so graceful, and then putting on "Eat the Rich," things like that. It's disgusting. Yeah, I know, Rick James. I know you're fiending for her. I know. Or excuse me, it didn't say "eat the rich." It was, I think it was "tax the rich." Hold on, might be wrong. Yeah, it says "tax the rich," not "eat the rich." She said "tax," but that's just as ugly. It's just as disgusting. It's just as disturbing. Why would you even consider even wearing that? Why tax the rich? That's it. You have to understand the reasoning why. Okay, how's an objective? Explain yourself, Rick James. How's it an objectivist show? What makes it objectivist? Please indulge me. Let me know. How does it make what makes it objectivist? Did Ayn Rand write it? Did she direct it? Did she produce it? Let me know. I'll wait. But I'm not going to wait, for the show, because it values individualism. That doesn't make it objectivist. Anything objectivist is Ayn Rand's. It could be romantic. It could be, fascinating and very, riveting and exciting and more interesting than regular life. But that's not what it is. I'll look it up. It's probably gonna be ugly and disgusting, and I'm probably gonna throw up. Yeah, I'm not feeling this. I'm looking at it right now. It's not, it is absolute. No, it's absolute garbage. I can tell so far. I never watched it. I never listened to it, but I can tell automatically it's probably not gonna be something I will enjoy. But yes, garbage. Yes, that's what I said. I'm saying the description of it seems like garbage. And how many people have you told about the show? That's the real question. How many people have you told about my show? How many people have you told about the show? All this stuff we can go back and forth on when you need to be telling like 10, 15, 20 people about my show so I can have more subscribers, or at least out of the 10 to 20 people, 1 or 2 will send me some money. Because this is all a business. I'm not here for my health. I'm here to get views. I'm here to get money. No, it's not, Rick James, and you know it. And how many people did you say? What about the avatar of the show? I'm not interested. How many people have you told about my show? Okay, what does Samantha do? Or Samuel, whoever it is. Okay, you have people on your email list. Sammy is an assistant principal at my granddaughter's school. Okay. And he's a Sammy is Samuel. Okay, is it Samuel? I just get so pissed off at stuff like that because it's all goofy. Like I said, I'm all for strikes, but what if the rich go on strike? Let the rich, quote unquote, rich, the rich go on strike. What happens when the rich go on strike? I think there was a book about it. Because not just the rich, it's anybody with a mind. It's anybody that's worth their salt. Anybody who wants to work. Animal Fame, okay. Animal Farm, yeah. No, the book is called Atlas Shrugged. That's a great book to read. You'll find wonderful moments and great pleasure in just reading the book itself. I can assure you that. I can guarantee it. Yeah, so that's what I get from that. That's the understanding I get from that. So when we consider multiple different ways of looking at things, we have to remember that it's not about rich versus poor. It's not class war in that sense. It's productive rich and productive poor. And they're not at odds. They're actually standing together. A janitor may not have the same salary as the CEO, but if he can clean these, bathrooms and these toilets and the kitchens and all of this with such great flair and precision and excellence, then that means that he is on the same par as the CEO in terms of work, in terms of doing his work. Now he may not have the same, issues and different technical, responsibilities as the CEO has, but on the same level, they're both productive. They're both on a level of being productive. That's the power. That's what is best shown. Now, if once we get to a point where there's no people that are rich, quote unquote, and what is the rich? What are the movies people watch? What are the clothes people are wearing? What is all that? Eat the rich, but you're wearing Jordans and you're wearing Nikes. Michael Jordan and Phil Knight, they're both billionaires. So you eat them. The movie you watched, Leonardo DiCaprio made $20 million on it. You eat him too? You eat the rich? What is the rich? What is the criterion? What is one criterion for being rich, quote unquote? You have to have over $50,000, $100,000, a millionaire, a billionaire, and then he goes on to say, or whatever they want to do. If they want to make their spaceships and send them in the orbit or whatever they want to do. Yeah, and that's the best way. It's better than NASA. NASA plays a great role. Don't get me wrong, but it should be phased out in one day. They're the only ones with the most money. So obviously they had to be, the ones to do it. So I'm done my rant. I thank you all. This is a Sunday. It was kind of relaxed. It was kind of like my ranting, my soapbox. But I appreciate Greg S. and Rick James for coming through. And I will see you tomorrow evening. Take care.